It is episode 1 of the Untitled project at IMLHlive.com. Today's show brought to you by the Cassette Company. Don't forget, for every pair of cassette sunnies and glasses that are sold, they then give a pair of reading glasses to someone in need. So go to the website, thecassettecompany.com, use the promo code IMLHlife for 20% off your order. I gotta say, man, I ordered up a couple of pairs last summer, and they've treated me really, really well. I know you have the Mulhollands. John, how you liking those?
Oh, man, I personally got 4 pairs. I got a pair for my parents, and I accidentally lost a pair, but I picked up another pair. My favorite sunglasses ever. I don't go anywhere in the sun without them.
Hey, just a quick heads up what that one pair of glasses that you order can do. Studies show that providing a pair of reading glasses to someone suffering from presbyopia, that person's productivity can increase by as much as 35%. Those studies also show that an individual's income can increase by as much as 20% just by having reading glasses. For somebody earning $2 a day, for example, that's an extra $140 a year. So, Cassette Company, they have a goal to distribute more than 1 million glasses. The net result could be an increase of 140 million of additional income. That's an incredible return on the investment. Again, thecassettecompany.com. And don't forget, for every pair of sunnies and glasses that are sold, they then give a pair of reading glasses to someone in need. So use the promo code IMLHlife for 20% off your order at thecassettecompany.com.
Help others by helping yourself. Put on a pair of shades.
Summertime, man. Starting to get toasty. I think it was like 106 where I'm at right now. That was kind of the high for the day.
Yeah, it's starting to get there. We're getting up into the 90s, and I'm like, I don't even want to leave the house.
The following contains adult content and situations. Listener discretion advised.
Oh, so...
Welcome. This is the Untitled Project. What does that mean to you, the listeners? Well, I don't know. We're finding out as we go, but this is a new show from IndieMusicLivesHere, playing the best in the submissions that we receive in a different way. We've been featuring EPs, albums, mixtapes, and introducing you to these artists in interview form. With this is a little more quick hitting, and this gives you a different way to learn about independent music and the artists that make it. With that, I introduce my co-host, my business partner, John Allred, joining us from Southern Oregon. Thank you so much, man, for taking some time out your Monday to be on with us.
What's going down, AJ? It's Untitled because we're starting to figure out what the hell's going on.
Pretty much.
Some things you can't put a name to. So sometimes when you name it, it loses its mystery, I suppose. So we'll just keep it mysterious for everyone out there.
And I think this takes us back to our original format, probably our most popular show with the worst production quality.
Right? 2 guys coming from a tool shed that, I don't know, we just had a lot of fun back then. Just let it loose. But still a good time, though. I mean, can't go wrong with listening to music from around the world. Wasn't our first submission from, where was that from? Malaysia?
The Young Liars.
Philippines? Yeah, it was, it was definitely not anywhere local, but they rocked that shit.
And the crazy thing is how universal music can be, because that song was actually done in English, which was a shock to us at that time. Getting that first submission, you see where they're from, and the song itself to be in perfect English, had a very punk, very Ramones, Sex
Yeah, it was a
Pistols
rockin'
kind of sound to
song.
it.
Definitely no doubt about that. They were killing it.
Hopefully we can get back to those days and have some fun and get back to what started us doing this way back in 2012.
Definitely for the music and not giving a fuck what everybody else thinks.
The Untitled Project, IMLHLife.com.
541-226-4477. The Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here. Getting us going here in episode 1 is a musician and producer based in Richmond, Virginia. Inspired by diverse influences such as Zedd, John Mayer, daughter, Elliot Johnson combines the soul of the electric guitar with a fresh modern dance aesthetic. He started on that electric guitar at the age of 13. He also began his pursuit of music in the world of rock, then expanded to drums, voice, production, songwriting, and classical music. He acquired 3 years of formal classical training at Virginia Commonwealth University during his college years. Meanwhile, he released a self-titled EP that defined his grooving melodic blend of dance beats and emotive songwriting. Since then, he has produced several singles, some of which will be released as part of an album sometime later on this year. Elliot regularly performs in the Richmond area and is working towards becoming a touring artist. We spoke to him last week for a future episode of the IMLH show about what it's like to be an indie artist where he's at.
I'm a little intimidated because of how pop my stuff is. I don't know, though. The truth is that people, when I've played out and stuff, I think people seem to really like it, and they seem to be really open to my sound and my style. So it's really good. It's definitely very different from what is in Richmond. And actually, I started the Elliot Johnson Trio, which is plays my songs in rock trio format. So I've done that you'll hear songs like Falling and Burning and stuff like that, but totally different. It's all electric guitars and bass guitar and drums, and it's very organic and feels very much like a live rock show.
You can check Elliot out on his website, ElliotJohnsonMusic.com, ELLIOTJOH and SONMUSIC.com. This track is called Misleading. It's the Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here at IMLHLife.com.
Darling, why you got to be so misleading? I thought we had something good going on. I saw it within your eyes for a moment, but you're living right. I walked toward you, but then you're gone away, and I've been wishing on the stars too long, so many days. So why are you leaving me this way? Darling, why you got to be so deceiving when your heart was never mine all along? I was thinking your love is what I've been needing, but it's just an illusion. I walked toward you, but then you're gone. You've gone away, and I've been wishing on the stars too long, so many days. So why are you leaving me this way? I can't help but be a bit disappointed. I guess I just couldn't tell what you mean when you're giving me that look in your eyes, dear. I cannot but think you're the one that I need. Oh, but you're gone. You've gone away, and I've been wishing on the stars too long. So many days. So why you leaving me this way? You're gone, 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 gone away. It's been too long, 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 so many days. So why are you leaving me this way?
IMLHLife.com.
One thing that people may not know about us is that we've done this with absolutely no sponsorship, no backing. This has come out of our own pockets. This is our own time. We're looking to change that, but this is something that we do out of, I don't know, just the love of music. And it's interesting to us to meet some of these artists from around the world. And it's super cool that something that comes out of a house can basically be relevant to somebody on the other side of the country or in Canada or on the other side of the world. It's interesting that we've been able to, I don't know, take up anyone's time, whether they're an independent artist or even the people out there just listening. We appreciate you, and we won't take that for granted, and that's what the gist of this new show is all about.
From our couch to your couch.
The lengths that people go and the time they take out of their day to be on with us. I mean, straight up, some of these artists, whether they be musicians, just artists, we've talked to people that literally make things out of sheet metal, to comedians. The fact that people allow us to be a medium that they want to talk to, that's super cool, considering literally I'm in my kid's bedroom right now recording this show.
Right. People doing what they love, from music to comedy to put out writers, anything, anything goes.
IMLH Life at IMLHLife.com. Send us your stuff, whether it be an MP3, a link to download your work, social media in any way, shape, or form. Let us know about you, and we'll make every effort to reach out to you and get you featured on the show, because like we said a few seconds ago, we don't take anyone interested in us for granted. And yeah, I don't know. In years past, it may have seemed like sometimes artists or people kind of got, put to the side sometimes because we were doing different things or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, I want to remedy that going forward, where we have complete transparency in terms of the submission process, and try to make sure that if it's worthwhile, we take the time to have them on in some capacity, whether it be an interview or a feature on our website. Send us your stuff, and we'll make sure to feature you in some way.
The Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here, IMLHLife.com.
Subscribe now to future episodes, IMLHLife.com. $5 gets you 4 episodes in the archive. Or this month only, we've got a special $30 IMLH archive, a year episodes of the Untitled Project. So we're talking 48 episodes, in addition to an IMLH branded t-shirt, and be entered all year long for giveaways, whether it be merchandise or tickets, you name it. You just never know. If we get something, we will give it away via social media, but you do have to be a subscriber to the IMLH Life. So Pick your poison, $5, $30, IMLHlife.com. We very much would appreciate you helping us out and keeping us doing what we do. If the soulful, empathetic lyrics and melodies of Marvin Gaye, Isaac Hayes, and Bill Withers had an illegitimate child with the complex moving instrumentation of Parliament Funkadelic, it would result in the music of Jake Tavel. He voices his messages through honest, introspective lyrics, working in tandem with an accompaniment that illustrates the deep emotions of the stories that he tells. At 21, he has studied music at the Berklee College of Music, the Village East Conservatory, and is currently studying at NYU Tish's Clive Davis Institute of Recorded Music. Jake plays frequently with his backing band, the Indigo Child Blues Band, in New York City and New Jersey, along with popular and classic venues all across the United States. Jake loves writing and performing his music, but nothing makes him happier than having a personal connection with his audience. This is a recent release off his album Twisted Ideology, out now wherever you stream and download music, and the website is jaketavel.com, JAKETAVILL.com. It's Legs in a Twist. It's the Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here.
I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. I love the way that you feel when you're underneath me. Love the way you say everything's okay, though you know that it's not. Your ignorance completes me. Got my head in the clouds, not coming down. Haven't felt this high since I nearly died. 'Cause if I had one wish, I'd wish to stay like this, with my arms wrapped around you and our legs in a twist. Give it to me now. Over matter really doesn't suit me. I'm a hopeless fool. I don't play it cool. No, I never really found a way to hide my feelings. So I'll do this right. Try not to lose my sight. I'd rather not have to bloody some fool in a fight. 'Cause if I had one wish, I'd wish to stay like this, with my arms wrapped around you and our legs in a twist. Here we go again. Twist one more time now. And I'll say this once, don't wanna say it again. You are all that I need. No more trying to pretend. I want you, I need you. And I'm learning that, honey, you need me too. So I have one request. I don't think it's too hard. I know you feel the same way that I do in my heart. So won't you come a little closer? Give me a kiss. With my arms wrapped around you and our legs
Follow us on the gram at IndieMusicLivesHere.
A lot of people ask me, what is the goal of this? What is the end game of Indie Music Lives Here?
Does there have to be an end game? Sometimes you do something just because it serves a greater purpose, not necessarily because you are going to get anything out of it. I mean, generally what you get out of it is the satisfaction of helping somebody else, I guess, or shining the spotlight on somebody else. I mean, can't go wrong encouraging fellow human beings doing what they love.
And the thing that people don't get is that this isn't a traditional podcast in the sense of the hosts of the podcast speaking for the entire 60 to 90 minutes. We're ultimately the straw that stirs the drink, but we're not the focus of the show. We are an outlet for artists to be featured that may have been ignored by status quo radio or terrestrial radio or other outlets. We just want artists to always feel like if they've got new music to share and they've been on with us in the past, that we're definitely going to take the time to feature their music and also talk to them again. Over the last couple weeks, I've talked to a few different artists that we had on 3-4 years ago, and I think it's cool that we've been able to build a rapport with past artists where they want to basically be on with us again, despite how off and on we've been in years past due to life getting in the way. It's awesome that we've built something. Maybe it doesn't have any monetary value in the grand scheme of things, but it's cool to have actually created something and for artists to have attachment to it. Even if listeners, random ass people, don't give a fuck about it, we have artists that have been on with us in the past that have been super cool in terms of treating us as an outlet that actually gives a shit about them.
And if you think about it, a currency that is always priceless is time. You know, when you give your time to somebody, you're giving your life to them. If you think about it, it's something you can't put a number on, you know, and if somebody appreciates it, it's all the more better. If you can get people from the past that enjoyed being on the show back in, then that means it was worth their time to come back to us to share their time with everybody else as well. So that's a cool concept if you think about it.
It is episode 1 of the Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here at IMLHlive.com. AJ kicking it with you. John will be back with us in just a matter of minutes. But before we head back to the phones, got to talk about my boy Cyrus Temple, otherwise known as Sam Malloy, a Los Angeles-based independent recording artist. He produces pop rock music with bold instrumentals and self-conscious lyrics that rely on silky vocals, hip-hop drums, synths, and guitar. The effect has been described by some as otherworldly. Originally from the East Coast, Sam moved to California in 2015, where he works for a renowned recording studio as an audio engineer in training. He spoke with us a couple months ago about his upcoming project, Space Troll.
We're hoping to develop our own, meaning and our own visuals for the Space Troll and for Cyrus Temple, and, really hone in on an aesthetic and a vibe. And giving people what they want, which is, I'd like to think, really heartfelt material and things that they can sift through and not necessarily understand at the first listen or the first glance. But we're hoping we can be persistent enough and have the courage enough and develop enough experience to keep giving people a shot to get involved in what we're doing here. And, I think that's, as young people, just trying to release the best shit we can and have as much fun as we can and be a good example to people, who maybe are artists themselves but haven't released their music. I mean, people can do this. We're looking at each other as we're, in our third week. We're like, wow, what took so long? But, we just want to be an example for, young people who who maybe don't have the most highest self-esteem, or the artist that doesn't feel capable of releasing their music, or the company that doesn't feel they have what it takes to, just take charge and figure out what you believe in.
Find his stuff wherever you stream and download music. The website, cyrustemple.com. One of my favorite tracks that we've heard over the last 12 months, Losing My Mind. Again, Cyrus Temple off the project Space Troll. It's the Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here.
Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind. Losing my mind. Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind. Losing my mind. Jaded, I'm falling out of love with you. Can't tell if it's over. I'm holding on to something. Bummed out, can't call it. I'm still stuck on you. High price for flat soda. Is this the way love should feel? Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind. Losing my mind. Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind. Stressed out, I'm stalling, I'm kicking myself. This feels like a nightmare. Yeah, I swear I'm living in hell. Fuck it, show's canceled. I'm so done with you. I've heard all I need to and seen all I need to. So lost now, I feel so dead now. There's something wrong with me, 'cause I can't seem to leave. And I'm so stressed out, feel so dead now. It feels so wrong to me, but I can't seem to leave. Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind. Am I losing my mind? Please just say it if you got something you wanna tell me. I'm feeling oh so crazy. I'm feeling oh so losing my mind.
The Untitled Project.
And the thing with me, man, is, yeah, would I like to make this into a full-fledged business? Absolutely. I'd love to make a buck off my time, or to be able to support myself and or my family off this podcast. I haven't done it consistently enough over the last 6 years to ultimately do that. Looking to ultimately change that to hopefully better the lives of independent musicians out there that have outlets falling by the wayside. I think in years past, what killed me about this is that I was selfish in the sense of not having the motivation to continue to do it, because I'm like, hey, I'm not getting anything out of this, you know? I'm spending my time on my day off to talk to independent artists, and ultimately I'm not getting anything myself out of this outside of basically being the one to put in the work, do the interview, do the editing, do the producing, etc., etc. It came from a very selfish mindset. And I think as the years have gone by, you start to listen back to some of the things that we've done, and you're like, wow, some of this shit ain't bad.
Like Uncle Dobo said, okay, throw shit, man.
And
that was a hell of a show.
That was a conversation that, I mean, I listened back to it. I don't remember recording it because I was drinking pretty heavy in that period of time.
Oh my God, we were so effed up for that interview. It was so much fun, though.
But I just hope that going forward, indie artists basically treat these two outlets through Indie Music Lives Here, this, which plays more like a traditional radio show, and the IMLH show, where we feature an entire body of work over the course of an interview. I want them to view this as home to them. I want to be the outlet that breaks new music. I think it's super cool when artists think of us first to basically share their new work. It's a super rewarding feeling, and I think that's...
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
That's where my mindset is different at 32 than it might have been, say, at 26, 27.
25. Yeah.
It's a nice feeling to have helped somebody get out 2 more years. And I'm not tooting my own horn or patting myself on the back in terms of listenership. I know for damn well we don't have a crazy amount of listeners, but the listeners that we do have been hella cool, and definitely appreciative of that 5-star rating on iTunes for sure.
Nice.
Indie Music Lives Here, all about that indie life since 50 Shades of Grey created mummy porn, and Gangnam Style wasn't a style at all. Subscribe now at www.imlhlife.com.
How's everyone doing? Hope you're enjoying the first episode of the Untitled Project. From Indie Music Lives Here at IMLHlife.com. Don't forget, if you want future episodes of this show, you gotta subscribe. Couple different options for you. $5 gets you a month of episodes plus the IMLH archive, so 4 episodes. But right now, we've got a promo going on throughout June, $30. Yes, just $30. Originally $50, so a $20 savings to you gets you 1 year. So until June of 2019, episodes of this podcast. So we're talking 48 more episodes. Our entire archive dating back to 2012, the days of BS and Beanie, plus we'll also enter you into giveaways. And by that, I mean swag, I mean merch, I mean ticket giveaways. We've got all sorts of good stuff planned, but you have to subscribe to the IMLH Life to get any of that. Hanging out with my son, Otson, in the lounge, reminding myself why I do this. Want to give him something that he can pass down and something that he can feel good about. Part of the reason that we started this is to basically give the unknown a voice. So help us continue to do that. IMLHlife.com and subscribe. Subscribe to the IMLH Life. We need you more now than ever. $5 gets you a month. You can cancel anytime, or you can subscribe for 1 calendar year and 48 episodes for just $30, and that's good for the month of June 2018. only.
IMLHlife.com.
Wrapping up the first part of the show with one of my favorite groups. They helped us kick off the IMLH show again last summer. Sleep Lust, the creative collaboration of twin brothers, guitarist Michael Pepe and bassist Joseph Pepe, vocalist Amber Ruthie, and drummer Sarah Leffred. Around the same time in 2015, the four members moved to Los Angeles to pursue music full-time and would cross paths many times before coming together. The band's music is a distinctive mixture of sounds as diverse as their backgrounds. Michael and Joseph, originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, come from a rock and electronic background, while Sarah, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, was deeply involved with hip-hop prior to the band. Amber, originally from Milwaukee, has origins in the electronic and post-punk worlds. With such diversity comes a unique approach to songwriting, with the result being honest music that they hope will strike a chord with their fans and listeners. So without knowing it, the current lineup of Sleep Lust were in the same place at the same time before they would come together for this recent material. So 3 years ago, Amber had attended a Sleep Lust show in Hollywood at Bordner's, which prompted her to search out a similar band to get involved with. However, a couple months later, when looking for a new vocalist, Joseph ended up answering her online post completely by chance. The band has been writing and performing ever since. So this is what they had to say about that back in the summer of 2017.
The old lineup was playing out, and Amber was at that show in Hollywood. And Amber dug what she heard, and it prompted her to make a Craigslist post about starting a band. She's like, "Oh, I dig that band. I should be in a band like that, out here, like that. It's my kind of sound." And lo and behold, that was right when we were going through a member change. And I ended up emailing her from that Craigslist post that she made about our band. Just really strange coincidence,
By chance, yeah.
Just by chance, I ended up, liking her voice and seeing the Craigslist post and not knowing at all that she made that because she saw the band play a couple weeks prior to that, So from there, we started emailing back and forth, and we got together and started kind of hashing out some songs and demos and kind of turned it into what it is today.
You can stream and download their music on Spotify and Apple Music, and be sure to check out the website for social media and upcoming tour dates, sleeplustmusic.com.
Running on fumes, low battery. All work, no sleep. All work, no sleep. The masochist inside of me feeds on the buzz of busy. And I keep telling myself I'll slow it down, but honestly I don't think I know how. I just keep burning up both ends. I'm burning fire in my soul. Pay that price in gold. No sweating, I just keep burning.
want to be on the show, just want your single spun, or you want to talk about it, or you just want to do a Q&A in written form, we have different outlets ultimately for you. IMLH Life at IMLHLife.com. It's crazy, John, talking to you now about indie music. I didn't think even a couple years ago that we would still be doing this in some way, shape, or form. I had basically forgotten about everything, man. I had basically written off the domain name, and I ended up having a conversation with somebody, and they asked me, and the question kind of pissed me off at first. They brought up the question of, oh, are you still doing that music thing? And I'm like, the fuck? Music thing? Like, it's just a music thing? Like, a lot of time has gone into that shit. A lot of sweat, literally sweat, from a tool shed because there was no AC, and two guys were basically spooning with each other to record the initial episodes of that show. And it just kind of took me aback. I was kind of pissed off at first, but then I'm like, their question came from a good place, so I stepped off my soapbox. I haven't done it in a long period of time. Honestly, all my equipment at that period of time was collecting dust. And I don't know, it just took them saying, well, you should do that again. It was pretty cool when you were doing that. And it's weird how the conversation went from me being pissed off to me like, oh, damn, really? In just a 5-minute span. And it's cool that just random people that you come across as your life goes on show interest in what you're doing, and hopefully we can create new listeners with this new show, man. And I just wanted to get your thoughts on some of the things that have maybe happened to you since 2012 in terms of the podcast. If you've ever had somebody talk to you on the street about the podcast, whether it be friends, family, anything that's happened to you that maybe you and I haven't spoke about, because there has been some distance created between you and I over the last couple of years, and we don't talk much outside of this medium.
Well, if you think about it, it's crazy how it came to be, because you and I met by chance when I was hanging out with a girl I knew. Didn't you meet? We met at like bowling or Sherry's. I think it was Sherry's.
I think bowling became Sherry's, man, because I was just the awkward person watching you guys bowl, because I basically came to the bowling alley first, and then we ended up going to Sherry's, which for people that are listening that have no idea what Sherry's is, think of it like a more localized version of, say, like a Denny's or an IHOP.
Yeah, it's just a 24-hour restaurant here in Southern Oregon. Yeah, but then we became friends, and I remember you were a DJ for the local radio station that I was like obsessed with at the time. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I always wanted to do this. And then before you know it, fuck, man, we were hanging out all the time and started this thing. And I think we were doing it for just the sheer love of music. And I mean, we had a great run. I mean, every time we hung out, once we had the equipment set up and everything, I mean, we just recorded everything that went down and then turned it into something. And I think the distance, kind of changed that a little bit. But when it gets down to it, it's still the love of music that brings it to where we're trying to steer it. You know what I mean?
And it's interesting the things that we dealt with originally to put out the first episodes of BS and Beanie, which later turned into the IMLH show. So let me paint this picture. I lived in a double-wide motorhome in rural Southern Oregon, and just feet away from this double-wide that was placed on land was a garage that was built after the double wide was placed on the land. So this tool shed was attached to a garage. This tool shed, from my recollection, probably no more than like, I would say 10 by 15, would you say, John, in terms of measurement to give people a visual idea?
Yeah, it was small. It was really small.
So
I'm sure it was initially maybe for a bike shed, maybe for bikes, to put your bicycles in, something simple, quick and simple.
So the original idea, which never quite came to fruition, was to soundproof this room, soundproof this tool shed. It never got past basically putting up white paint and cleaning it up, because I ended up moving a few months after we started the initial episodes of BS and Beanie. But this tool shed, mind you, had no AC, neither did the garage, and it's a Southern Oregon summer, so it's pretty humid in there. So you're talking upper 90s, lower 100s, and you've got two guys basically surrounding a pop-up table. So like one that you would have at like a picnic at a park or something like that. And we had a janky laptop, a mixer, and two microphones.
Hell, I still don't even have a laptop.
And we recorded the original episodes. The audio was not great. It was echoey as fuck. I have a hard time listening back to these episodes. I came from a radio background, but at that period of time, I didn't really have the resources to invest in soundproofing a tool shed in a rental. So
right.
When it came down to it, decided screw it, and that we were going to basically record with what we had, and we knocked out a few original episodes. And then I moved, and we kept recording, and then we started basically recording the elements between John and I over the phone, and we started getting more and more guests. I ended up moving up to Portland, Oregon, which is about 4.5 hours away from where the show started. And it's interesting how
I'd still drive up and find you too. That should work.
And yeah, John took time out of his weekends when he could, and he'd come up and we'd hang out, and we got guests. And then we met artists from Portland. That's where our friendship with the duo Huxley came about. Friends of mine that I worked with at my day job that basically were a rap duo. If you listen back to some of the early episodes, they were on the show quite a bit, either from a artist capacity or they joined the show also as co-host. And then from that point, I ended up getting transferred with my day job down to Salem, which is about a half-hour, 45-minute drive from Portland. And I feel like that's where shit really took off in terms of the artists that we got. We ended up building out a room and a garage and really making it nice. And I feel like that's where the sound of the show kind of evolved into what it is now, and kind of the formatting ideas really came about then. And that's kind of where things took the next step. We kept getting bigger and bigger artists. Shit was crazy,
Where
John.
the magic happened. Yeah, imagine two guys hanging out in a garagey area And we had fun, too. I mean, we had fun when we got together. So we'd get shit-faced sometimes. Remember when we walked to 7-Eleven and the red box, like somebody smashed into it? It was absolutely destroyed. I still have those pictures, dude.
And this guy,
yeah,
mind you,
we had
with the $5 pizzas.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You can't go wrong with those. But, yeah, I mean, we had live, what's his name? Totally pulling a brain fart right now.
We had Buddy Paprock.
Buddy Paprock came in, and we had the live show. I mean, that guy killed it. You know, there's nothing cooler than, they're like, all right, dude, I'm coming up for the weekend. We're going to do the show. And there's a gentleman there, and he just busts out his guitar, acoustic, and just puts on like a mini show. And it's like, damn, you know, that was priceless right there. That was some good memories, and it was a good show. Like, when you got somebody that can play and sing, and they just whip it out for you. I mean, that was raw. That was heart. That was soul. That was music. Yeah, a lot of good stuff came from that.
And then just a short period of time later, in the fall of 2014, Buddy actually recorded a full-length release from our garage that I produced and had a hand in. And it's weird, the people that we have met and been introduced to by doing this. Buddy Paprock was a manager at a local coffee stand that became a big-time friend of the show.
West Coast sensation.
Yeah, we recorded that release, which is still available on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play Music. Wherever you find music, you can find the release live from Indie Music Lives Here from our good friend Buddy Paprock.
I still need to pick that up. I bet that's a heck of a... I mean, I know I listened to it while messing through the files on the phone, but I don't have a physical copy.
It's available, dude.
I still buy CDs from that guy. I'm like, what the fuck is this MP3 shit? I don't have one of those. Like food. I want to touch it before I eat it, you know?
We put it out as a digital download. Again, Buddy's the type of person where the release was never really meant for anyone involved to get rich, but it was cool what came of that. And it basically took us a matter of months to get everything laid down, recorded, produced, and ultimately released. But again, something that pretty proud of, that I had a huge part in, that came out of my garage and has the branding of Indie Music Lives Here tied to it. So that's something that no one can take away from us. And ultimately something we look to do in the future with more artists. We just got to take the time to get ourselves back out there. It's been a couple years since we were consistently producing and releasing stuff, and that's ultimately the path we look to get back up on, but we need your help. Independent artists want to be featured on the show, MP3 and a bit about yourself, get it to us, IMLH Life at IMLHlife.com.
Since 2012, Indie Music Lives Here has shared the best in indie music through our podcast. In recent years, creative content in promotion of independent art has become harder and harder to find. The IMLH Backstage Pass changes that notion. At your choice of a monthly or annual rate, you get exposed to new music and introduced to the artists and bands making it, courtesy of new content from your friends at IMLH. In addition to exclusive independent merchandise and even hookups to shows you'll find at no other indie music outlet. Live the IMLH life and book your Backstage Pass for less than one venti coffee, 1 pack of smokes, or 1 gram of that cheap shit you claim to be dank. Indie Music Lives Here, all about that indie life since 50 Shades of Grey created mommy porn, and Gangnam Style wasn't a style at all. Subscribe now at www.indiemusicliveshere.com. IMLHlife.com.
Be on the show. Don't forget, you can check us out on any of the social networks. We have links on our website that we've mentioned many times over the course of this episode, so you can find us there. But definitely check us out, and be sure to tell us what you think of the show via the social media, or you can leave a comment directly on our site as well, or you can hit us up by phone, 541-226-4477. That's going to do it for episode 1. We'll chat with everyone next week. We'll be posting new episodes of the Untitled Project for subscribers every Monday. So if you want to be a subscriber, don't forget, super simple, IMLHlife.com. $5 get you a monthly subscription that gets you access to our archive dating back to 2012 and 4 episodes monthly. Or you can be a real sweetheart and subscribe to the annual pass, which right now is on promo for $30. That will give you 4 episodes monthly, so 48 total episodes. We will also give you access to the entire archive dating back to 2012, and also an IMLH Life branded t-shirt. All for $30, man. Not a bad deal.
And if people are getting the archives, the BS and Beanie shows, and the Beer and Bullshit series, that's good stuff. I mean, they're getting their money's worth for some pretty good entertainment and the music, man. Some damn good music. Some of the artists we've gone through are just fan-fucking-tastic. It's sad how the radio corporations will play the same 10 songs on rotation, yet we're talking to some artists that I feel should be on the damn radio, and the fact that we get to play them, that's a fucking high five to us for that, because we get stories behind the music, and some of it, I mean, once you know the stories and then hear the music, it's like, damn, it really hits you in the softs there, man. So yeah, folks, give it a shot, subscribe, try it for a month. If you like it, try it for a year. Get the archives and listen to past stuff, listen to current stuff, and we'll keep you updated.
And a t-shirt too, because I've got these t-shirts that I need to purge and get out of the house, man. The missus tell me to get this shit the fuck out.
Right? And who doesn't want a t-shirt?
So that's $20 off the normal asking price of $50, so $30 this month only. Subscribe to the annual pass, and you can do so IMLHlife.com. Well, we'll talk to you next week on episode 2.
Sounds like a plan. We'll keep that music rolling in, hopefully, and hopefully somebody will be inspired and get their ass into gear and give it a shot.
It's the Untitled Project from Indie Music Lives Here at IMLHlive.com. Let us know what you think. 541-226-4477 for John. I'm AJ. Later.
Peace.